We've already seen that trick. We've already seen that trick. What is going on, guys? It's a very special week this week. For the next 4 days, I'm only reviewing videos that were created and submitted by you guys, the viewers, which means I'm not going to be rating or judging you guys based on skill. I'm simply going to be looking at watchability and pointing out mistakes that maybe you don't know you're making. I'm also going to be calling out laziness, like in this thumbnail right here. Today, I will be reviewing 2 different videos. Later in the week, the videos will be a little bit longer, so those will probably just be single video episodes. A link to both videos will be in the description below. First video is called James Vandermullen's Disciple Part Rewind and Play. Starting off, tray flip. I always say you should start your videos off with a bang to set the tone for the rest of the video. Start off with some good tricks and then some filler tricks in the middle and then finish strong. We got some lines, skate park footage so far, riding up, fakie half cab, extra steez right there, tray flip, double flip. We got a switch, tray flip maybe? Wait, am I getting confused? Nollie front crook, got my bitch shook, setting up. Nollie flip, filming, not so bad. I appreciate the framing in this right here. We got to see the roll up and the roll away. Nice varial flip, kind of an alley-oop. Good framing on all of these tricks. You do want to see the roll away. I don't know what I'm looking at right there. The board just went crazy. We got a hippie jump out of the grind, nose slide to complete stop to crooked grind that then fell back into another nose slide and then shoved. So the issue here is this trick doesn't really scream action. Is it a complicated trick? Sure, but you're not even moving and then it falls into a nose slide and then the shove. Maybe you didn't notice that, but the reason pros aren't doing tricks at 0.03 miles per hour is because it's not fun to look at. And even right here, that looked like a complete botch of maybe he was going for 180 out. I'm not quite sure. I don't know why you would be leaving completely failed tricks in the video. It seems to me like that's just laziness. You're calling this your video part. Do you not take any pride in what you're doing? Right here we had the heels hanging off. Very nice fakie flip there. Backside flip into the tail stall. Weird zooming in, I felt like was pointless. I love the catch on the switch varial flips. Varial heel. The action here is great. The tricks are rapid fire. We could add a little bit of intensity. The framing is good. So he's not really making any of the common filming mistakes right there. You don't want to land a trick fakie and then have so little control that you have to kick turn out of it. Maybe you guys don't think about this stuff when you're skating. Nice back 180 over the hubba there. I like the subtle zooming out to give the clip a little bit of character. Kickflip grind. Filmer is extremely shaky. Another kickflip grind, varial flip out, heel hanging off, landing at 0 miles per hour. I know you guys aren't pros, but some of these tricks could have certainly been cleaned up with another attempt, another try, which leads me to believe that maybe you don't know what a clean trick looks like. And I'll give you the basics. Don't drag your heels on the ground. Don't drag your toes on the ground. Don't tic-tac. That shows a lack of control. And don't touch your hand on the ground when you're sliding a trick. It's in the word. The trick should be sliding. Your sliding tricks should not come to a complete stop. Decent nollie shove manual right there. I love like the volume of tricks here. I love the combos, the creativity of the obstacles right here. We're gonna come to a complete stop. And then the second half of the nose, quote, slide, didn't slide at all. We're gonna stop completely again on this ledge. And I guess on paper, if you explain what tricks you're doing, on paper, they'd look cool, but when you're actually doing them, you might as well just say I did a nose stall to shove to stall, because no one's gonna believe you if you called that a slide. He's got the high pops. We have a lot of variety here. Nice aired out pole jam. The zoom was extremely distracting there. You don't want to draw the viewer's attention away from the tricks, especially because you worked hard to roll on grind shove there anyways. If you get too excited when editing your footage and you make it all about the zooming in and the zooming out and all the weird shit, it kind of takes away from your skill. Switch front shove here. The quality seems to be all over the place. Maybe he's using different cameras, or maybe he's really zooming in. I always tell you guys, you should not be using those super cheap $3 phone fisheye lenses off eBay. Nice shove to nose slide, extremely slow. Right here, if you just take an extra 1 second out of your day to make sure your camera's not completely sideways, it would make your tricks look better. Also, filming the ledge straight on, I'm not really sure what the purpose was. When you put the camera on the ground or on the tripod for each trick, it should have a purpose to either make the trick look harder or frame the landing or roll up. Right here, he's skating in the rain. Another complete stop. And if you don't care about, you know, the common skating aesthetics, then sure, you can go to the skate park and do all these stalls, but no one's gonna ever go, wow, especially someone who's actually spent a lot of time skating, because these tricks can be done correctly. They can be done in a way that would be impressive. Nice tray flip there. I am impressed with the framing of most of these tricks. We've seen over the years a lot of people roll completely out of the frame. Really interesting hard flip here. I love the angle. I'm not really sure if you guys are going to call this a fake hard flip or not, but the catch on this is undeniable. And I would say overall, pretty good part. Wait, the part's not over? He just stopped the whole video to preach to me. Okay, I guess if that's your style, ollie over the rail. Okay, are we just going to do this for the rest of the video? Hand on the ground, maybe. Wait, I don't even know if we got to the part where I paused the video for the thumbnail. Is this just credits, or am I still supposed to be watching this? This is really distracting. Crooked grind, 1 foot, gate comply. Oh man, what? Maybe it matches the music, and right now we're just stalling and stalling and stalling. This has got to be the part of the video where I turn it off. It's not going to get any more exciting. And I feel like a lot of the people that end up watching this might feel the same. I also just noticed that the channel name says Ministry for Christ. And I understand if you have a message for the viewer, and if that is your message, then I think you should be trying a little bit harder to make the tricks look good. I honestly think that if you spent a little bit more time cleaning up these tricks, more people would be watching, more people would be interested, and then you could get your message across. Although maybe people in the comments would disagree. Let me know in a comment below. Moving on to our next video. This one's called Best Clips of 2024 by Cookie Flip. Again, a link will be in the description. Rewind and play. Starting off, early grab 360. I'm not a fan of the early grabs, but I do always say start the videos off with a bang, and we are starting off with some very interesting tricks. This is going to be a transition bowl skater most likely. I should have known by the shape of the skateboard. So far, framing in the video is great. The tricks are all back to back to back. A big problem that I see a lot is too much roll up and too much roll away. Right here, I think he's doing a good job of keeping the viewer engaged. We are repeating tricks quite a bit. We already have had 2 5-0s on small ledges already. I like that these are tricks that you would not typically see at your average skate park, but he's going for it, he's getting it, and he's not stalling too long on some of these things. He's not standing on his foot for too long. Could have boned out the rock and roll a little bit better. A lot of hand on the coping, but again, we're not judging these guys on skill. We're judging the video on watchability, and right now, I can tell you guys that I'm not getting bored watching his footage. The easiest way to bore the viewer is to film everything badly, to film too much roll up and roll away, and to clutter your video with pointless B-roll. At least this video is what it says it's gonna be. It's his best clips. He's doing everything filmed with a tripod, which I can relate to. We get a back grind right there. He's all over the place, skating the transition, skating the ledges, got the clamshell. What else? The big bowl early grab seems to be something he likes to do. The skating would be more impressive if you jumped out and grabbed the board like a regular person. But you know what? As someone who cannot invert in transition, I would say that this is still super watchable. We are repeating tricks over and over and over again. And I know these are the best clips from 2024, but the video will get stale if I see the same slappy 50-50 5 or 10 more times. Right here, mixing it up, foot on the ground, coming out fakie, does another tiny rock and roll, another early grab backside, early grab front side. We kind of just saw that trick already. We've already seen that trick. We've already seen that trick. We've already seen that trick. Oh, we get something kind of new right there, going over the spine. We've already seen that trick. What do we get? Another spine, 5-0 across, kind of the hard way. We've already seen that trick. So what he's doing is the same trick over and over and over again at different spots. We are getting a little bit of variety, but that does slow down the video and make it a little bit more stale for the viewer. Now, if you're just making this video to show your friends or to make a compilation of things that you've learned this year, I guess that's kind of cool. But did you really learn anything this year if you did the same trick at every single place you went to? It doesn't seem like there was that much effort spent in trying to branch out from what you already know. For me, this is more of a spot tour video rather than a video of your skating. And I'm not saying that to be mean because, again, like I said, I don't feel like turning off the video, but it's something that could be considered if you were ever going to use this as something like a sponsor tape, because we are kind of lacking variety. Another rock and roll, that one was more boned than some of the ones we saw earlier. This big black bars, I'm not sure why this is even in the video. I put it in the description of the submission process not to do that. I missed it, I guess. Toe hanging off right there. So the cleanliness of the tricks does seem okay for the most part. He is putting his hands on the ground here and there, and I don't mean hands on the coping. But for the most part, you know, earlier I said I wasn't getting bored, but we are approaching that moment now. 4.5 minutes of the same trick over and over. Nice kickflip there. You can see my point. But does that make this a bad video? No. Also, I just remembered I forgot to rate the first video out of 10. So I guess we'll do that at the end and compare these. I would also love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of the first video compared to the second video? Which one do you think was more watchable? Which one do you think was more interesting? Which one do you think you'd be more likely to watch again? Because sometimes I give you guys my opinions on these videos, and then you guys end up saying that I'm just trying to be mean to be funny for content, when in reality, I just want you guys to make better videos, and some of you really don't realize that you're accidentally making your videos extremely boring. For me, this video is 8.5 out of 10. And this video, for all the stalling and confusion at the end, I would give this video a 7.5 out of 10. Let me know if you agree or disagree in a comment below. Also, if you want to watch these videos on your own time, reminder, a link will be in the description. Make sure to subscribe, because if you like user-submitted ninja reviews, we're going to be doing this format for the next 4 days. I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Kuna Matata.
In the arms